Okay, explanation of bill pay, checks, and statements activity. So you go through kind of the directions here. You start with a current balance of 366. So if you go to the third page, which is your statement page, I'm going to go ahead, starting balance. I go over here to balance, and I go 366. All right. Now I know it's kind of hard to see, but we got to know this column here is going to be debits and payments. So that is a subtraction when we say debit. Credit or a deposit is a addition. So this column here is going to be our subtractions or our debits, and this column here is going to be our credits. All right. Now you do have some key codes up here, and we'll talk about those in a little bit when we get to them. So we start with that starting balance. Now as we go through, you got 13 purchases that you make. So you see them kind of numbered right here, and you want to go in order. And then our 14th line will be what is our ending balance. So that's our goal here. All right. So for number one, you pay the following two bills using checks. Make sure you use the checks located on page 4. We'll get to that in a second. So the first thing here I see is my bill pay for Dakota Shop. So I take 2 scissors at the unit price of $5.03. So 2 times $5.03 in my calculator, I'll get $10.06. All right, $10.06. Now I do that for the rest. 2 staples at 63 cents would be a $1.26, and 3 markers at $5.29 would be $15.87. So now my subtotal is the addition of all 3 of these. So I add up all 3 of these numbers. Once again, a calculator exercise. I will get $27.19. Now to figure out the tax, I have to take the $27.19 times it by my tax rate, which in this case is 5%. I will get 1.36. Now, if we get a decimal answer, you're going to have to round to the nearest cent. All right? If the place behind this is 5 or greater, we round up. Now, tax is an addition, so we take the $27.19 plus the $1.36, and we get a total of $28.55. All right? So we're going to write a check on this for $28.55. So I go to that 4th page. I want to write a check. So pay to the order of, this is who we're paying the check to. That'll be Dakota's Shop. All right. So we got to be careful with that title. Now in class, I talked about anytime we have that paid to the order of, as soon as we sign that check, you better make sure the paid to the order of is filled in. Because if you lose that check and you sign it, somebody can go use it. And all they have to do is fill out cash, and then that means they will give cash from your bank account. All right? Now, the other part of this is it is $28.55. So I'm going to go over here. When I'm writing this in, I want to get as close to that dollar sign as possible. If not, people can fill things in. Like if I go $28.55, they can easily make that $1,128. So we got to be careful when we fill these in. So $28.55, we want a date. So this one had to be 11/9/17, date of the check. So when we write it out, now there might be a few different ways, but I like to write it 28. I write the words of the dollar amount in front of the decimal point. Then I usually draw a squiggly line and put 55 over 100 to identify the cents. All right. As I said, different people fill it out different ways. You know, that is kind of up to you. Now, as we go through our memo, this is usually what we're paying for. So this could be supplies. Now, I'll tell you, that memo gets really important when we're paying some kind of bill. Like if I was paying a DP&L bill, which would be an electric bill, you have your own individual electric account through DP&L. They have an account number on that. Usually they make you fill in that account number in your memo. You are repaying for your license. Every year you got to renew your license. Well, here would be your license number there. So that memo could be really important. Sometimes it's just for your personal use, right? Keep track of what you're paying it for, but that memo on certain items are definitely important. And then our last thing is we would sign the check to make it valid. Now, other things I went over in class, especially in today's world, these numbers are really important. That first one is your routing number. That routing number is like the bank's number. So every bank has its own particular routing number. Now, within the bank, every account has its own account number. So routing number first, account number second. And this is like your number. So this is your account number. Now, once again, if you got checking, savings, different kinds of accounts, you'll have different numbers attached to those. And then the last number, or sets of number after these vertical lines, would be your check number. All right, that's associated with whatever check you're writing. So that's how to write a check. All right, get some practice on that. Now here, we fill out that check. So I'm going to put my 100, the check number, the date, 11/9. Now you can put 2017 or 17. All right, who's it to? It's Dakota's shop. All right, the debit, because we're paying it, it's coming out of our checking account, would be $28.55. And then we take these $366, we minus the $28.55 to get our new balance of $337.45. All right. Now, a couple things to remember, just because you cash it that day does not mean it's taken out of your bank account that day. So that gets a little confusing, and we got to keep track and make sure we got enough money so we don't overdraft our account. Okay, so like you said, you're going to go through, pay attention to the directions. Sometimes you write checks. Sometimes you will actually take out of a checking account or a Venmo account. All right, as you see, some of these have. You got to be careful. There's one that talks about a credit card. Remember, you don't attach your credit card to your checking account until you pay it off. Now, this bill pay at the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and do for you. And its big key is, how do we take out a discount? So our bill pay, the same. 2 pencils at $1.60 will give us a total of $3.20. And 2 pencils at $3.17 would give us a total of $6.34. All right. So when I take a discount, what I have here is what we call wholesale price. All right, sorry, retail price. All right, wholesale price is what the company itself buys it for. So Jack would buy his pencils for less than $1.60 because he's going to mark those up to make money. Same thing with the ballpoint pen. You know, classic markup is the Nike shoes. It could probably cost $15 to $20 to make those Nike shoes, but they mark them up, so it's $100, $150. That's the markup price. So the price you pay is retail. The price that that individual company pays is wholesale. So I add those two up, those $3.20 and the $6.34 to get $9.54. So I'm going to take a 10% discount, which would be 0.954. That's a 4, so it's 95 cents is our discount. So minus 95 cents. So now when I go through, my subtotal is the 954 minus the 95 cents, or my discount, to get 859. So the discount is always taken out before the tax. You're never getting discount on tax. So I take 859 times my tax rate of 4% to get an answer of 34 cents. So that is my tax. So when I add that back in, I get $8.93. All right, so that's just kind of explanation of how to start this. Remember, go in order. When you get done for 14, you should have an ending balance, which we'll discuss after we get done with this.